so ridiculous, they fail every tax. Got the mic, let's roast this mess. No tax, rate flags, hypocrisy on glass. Here come the white tax. Falling troops suit up like a kid's birthday going wrong. Giant inflatable frauds, unicorns, ziggers in the farm, chickens, hot dogs, clowns trying to disarm the feds. Where frog gets pepper right in the fit at his Bible bread. Tactical frivolity, nah, that's just kind of virus degree. All academics die like geek symbolism. See, boy top big tech, switch to DVDs in the bus, but still post on phones. Man, logic got melt the ice, 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 melt the apple is mad as hell, y'all. Minneapolis man is hundreds of dildos a flight over the fence of ice, bouncing left and right. Put your own supporter, truck coming to shame, dude yelling, I'm on charge. Y'all still throw the game. Rage niggas, the ice beams, sparkly nails on flick, hit big protest pics on your fingers, big technique. American girl golf with tiny signs in hand. Hurts to say school ice. Yo, that's the brand. Yo, there's a party shop drama, yanking dudes from drinks, filming it like it's revolution, man. What y'all think? Real warrior chases ice agent down the block, dude running scared. Bottle combat, he's blocked. False prophets to deny, so Kitten 2020 rap again. Intimidation tactics, nah, this acadism turn. Interrupt church service, face act, slap him down. Live scream to your rest, only a boppers and clown. Kirby at the hippo chanting their lies, kick ice house. It is a city hall, read the stories while blocking the power. Swarm from tower, occupy the floor. Can't think of names like it's an open mic war. Fake ice boosters got so paranoid, this town's stealing flowers from dead women. What tales your tale? Now this will last, that's my hotel blast on a hunch. Rolls run wide, y'all punch first, ass lunch. Melt the ice, ice, ice. Shoot, team spray. Melt the ice, ice, ice. Melt the 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 apple is mad and fearless. So keep knitting, keep throwing, keep dressing to serve. While the rest watch laughing at every word. Nudgy Nuggies Rose 2026 foolery. Class English on words, Mandarin, straight trash to comic. Ice, get pop. Melt the ice, 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 melt the ice.
Well, I woke up this morning, turned on the news. Another leftist rally with their matching tattoos. They got blow-up animals and rainbow cakes, superhero cosplay, and a bunch of sad sack betas in tights and face paint. Blue hair Karen screaming at the sky, while some washed-up wedding singer belts Imagine and starts to cry. They don't know what they're protesting. They just know they're mad, marching for 12 straight hours like it's gonna fix the world. Oh, how sad. From defund the police to free Palestine, they scream at the clouds all day and wonder why nothing's changed. It's the dumbest damn circus that I've ever seen. A bunch of ignorant socialists living in a fever dream. They got signs saying eat the rich while wearing 300 jeans, demanding 25 minimum wage for a job they've never seen. They block the interstate for climate change, glue themselves to the road, then cry when the cops show up and say, time to go home. Beta male's nodding along like good little boys while their wasting everybody's time. It's the dumbest damn circus that I've ever seen. A bunch of blue-haired socialists lost in their own wet dream. They've been at it since Floyd, through Dobbs and through Gaza. Still don't have a clue what the hell they're even hollering for, y'all. One week it's save the turtles, next week it's burn it all down. Honey, pick a lane before you run that whole parade into the ground. They don't know what they're protesting. They just know they're mad. Long days, long weeks, still nothing good ever comes from that. Blow up giraffes, blue hair, and beta males in tow. It's the saddest damn circus that this country's ever known. So keep marching in circles, keep screaming at the sky while the rest of us are working. Y'all just look stupid, and that's no lie.
All right. Always one last button to press. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is, as the song says, the Sights and Sounds of Earth, right here on Starship Adventures, broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, the world's largest and most complicated broadcast platform. Welcome in, everybody. I'm glad you're here tonight. It just works. Welcome back. Cat, Dispatch, Carlotta, welcome in. Thank you for being here, everybody. Crazy day, crazy night. Yeah, not real crazy, though. But, yeah, there's a few things going on. Hey, Matt, hello. Moorhead, hello. All right, and Bill, I think, I'm trying to see if I got everybody. I think I did. All right, guys, well, here we go. Another crazy night. I've got a lineup of news stories to talk to you guys about, but first of all, we are watching the situation develop. Mount Kilauea in Hawaii is going off, as you guys can see in the upper left. We've got two lava flows going on right now around the caldera. And it is spewing tens of feet in the air. I don't have an exact height, but that's probably 40, 50, 60 feet in the air. I don't know. And what you're seeing, for those that don't study this stuff like I do, what you're seeing with that orange stuff is rocks. Liquefied rocks. Igneous rock, as they call it. Granite. Mostly, a lot of it's other things too, but it's igneous rock. It was superheated, moved as a liquid, and then it will reharden in its new home. You know, islands and continents and everything were made by these things. And when one of these begins to really go, 10 years later, when it's all done, we end up having a bunch more land out there now. There's places where the lava has taken all the homes, and the people go back and build new homes on top of the lava, on top of the igneous rock. So it is what it is. One thing for sure about a volcano, if you wait around long enough, it's going to take all your shit. That's kind of something you can count on with that. So, yeah, it looks like it's going. Now, last night it was bubbling a little bit. I had it up on a little corner screen. But tonight I went ahead and pulled it in the full screen tonight because the other one we were watching, the one in Guatemala, is socked in by fog. You can't see anything right now. I don't think it's being caused by the volcano, but I'm not sure. But it's completely socked in. Isn't that right, Mama Kitty? What are you doing? All right, so there's a slight glimmer of hope on the horizon when it comes to the situation going on over in Iran and the Middle East. The U.S. has launched additional strikes on Iran's military targets. They're specifically striking targets that have been used to attack shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. CENTCOM Command announced another round of strikes on Wednesday morning, and they're talking also about another round of strikes this evening. Iran on Tuesday launched numerous attacks on U.S. allies in the region. They can't hit us, so they attack our friends. Great people these people are, including Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. The U.S. reinstituted a naval blockade on Iran after the Islamic Republic repeatedly attacked commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. And there's no word on the gaze of Hormuz yet. We're still waiting. And I'll just tell you real quick, if you don't know what that joke's all about, one of these guys went around the college campus and asked them if it's fair that all they ever talk about is the Straits of Hormuz and that the gays of Hormuz are never mentioned. And you wouldn't believe the outrage that this guy got. It's not fair how they treat the gays of Hormuz. All we ever hear is about the Straits of Hormuz. It's like, wow, these are some really ignorant people. President Donald Trump backed away from initial plans to impose a 20% reimbursement fee in the Strait of Hormuz. I don't think that would have been a good idea. You don't tell them they can't do it and then turn around and do it yourself. It's kind of lowbrow. So I'm glad we're not entertaining that. We don't need these people's money. Global crude oil prices ticked up slightly on Monday, but have now pretty much leveled off through this week. Now hovering somewhere about $80 to $86 a barrel. I'm not sure. The good news tonight: a released American has been identified as U.S. Iranian nonprofit founder Dana Karari. This is a person that's a citizen here, and he runs a nonprofit to help Iranians, and he brought over there some stuff, and they kidnapped him. So that's what you get. I can't wait till the queers for Hamas go over and help the queers or help Hamas over there. Yeah, I can't wait to see how that goes. They're going to line them up on rooftops up and down the street. Can you imagine? I mean, what are these people thinking? This guy runs a nonprofit helping Iranians, and he was kidnapped and held and tortured and beaten. Donald Trump got him back tonight. These people are in trouble. They know they're in trouble, and they're trying to work with Donald Trump. The problem is they absolutely refuse to give up their nuclear ambitions. And so we just have to keep beating on them until they decide that, yeah, that's where we're going to go. And then once they say that that's what they're going to do, we got to understand they're still not going to do it. U.S. operations currently neutering what's left of Iran's military. This, according to CENTCOM Deputy Commander. They're not even a paper tiger anymore. They can fire off a drone or two, maybe. They still got a few missiles, but they're pretty much done. This is the first release of any prisoners of war or prisoners at all since 2023 from Iran. Yeah, and the Israelis are now saying that we're still getting, there's still threats being made. There's still stuff going on with these Iranian proxies. These are groups that operate, basically, they don't operate under a government. They're out in the desert somewhere. They don't even know where they're at. And they're out there training and practicing, and they send supplies out there. This is a big mess. And this is why it sounds good to just wipe them out, but it's going to be a little harder than that. And number two, we don't purposely attack civilians. And so it does get increasingly complicated because they're going to start using civilians to protect what infrastructure they've got left. They've already showed they were going to do that. Okay, so that's what we got there. Let's see what we got next. So we've got a former Marine that's currently running for Congress that says that Trump is the anarchist and must be killed. Now, guys, have you ever heard rhetoric like this? I mean, none of us like Jimmy Carter, but I never wanted him to get hurt. You know? I wasn't much on Barack Obama, but I never wanted him to get hurt. I think this is the idea here with the left. The left is they're just terrible people, many of them. And they would advocate for something like this. A Florida congressional candidate and former U.S. Marine is facing backlash after posting a video calling President Donald Trump the anarchist and saying that he must be unalived. William Upham, a Republican write-in candidate for Florida's 5th congressional district, who describes himself on X as a prosecutor running to fix broken political systems. Now, okay, there's some very important things here. First of all, number one, I've never heard of William Upham. Okay. Number two, and I only say that because I'm in Florida and I do politics for a living. Okay, so yeah. Number two, he is a write-in candidate. You guys know what that means? If someone is a write-in candidate, that means that when you get there, he will not be listed. And you will need to write his name in, and it must be pretty close to the right name. You can get a letter off or so on as long as they're absolutely sure it's the person you wrote down. But you have to be close, and you have to write his name in the ballot under write-in, and then he will get your vote. The problem is I don't think a write-in candidate, except in one or two extremely rare situations that involved extremely strange circumstances, I don't think this has ever been done. I don't think nobody wins on a write-in. So, yeah, this guy's an idiot. First of all, if you start talking like that, you're gonna get Secret Service up your ass. And I don't think anybody in this chat room wants Secret Service up their ass. So I don't know what's going on with this guy. Why would he want Secret Service up his ass? I don't get it. He says he entered the race to restore bipartisanship, return power to the working class, and fix the broken political system. So to fix the broken political system, he's advocating for the unaliving of our president. That's how he gets to bipartisanship. Nothing separates a country like a presidential assassination, if you know what I mean. This guy speaks out of his ass. He's an idiot. He's a moron. I'm ashamed that he served. He was a U.S. Marine. He should know better than this. Obviously some shell shock or something. He says he's come to believe that the country is broken and that America is engaged in a spiritual battle right now. Really, who are we engaged in a spiritual battle with? The atheist left? This is not a spiritual battle. It's an ideological battle. They've given up on spiritual anything. They're a bunch of atheists and agnostics and idiots. Yeah, Sanguine, you're correct. They're normalizing. The term you're looking for is acclimating or normalizing. If you say it enough times, suddenly it's not a bad word anymore. And that's kind of where they're getting to on this. If we say enough times that we want to unalive this person, well, my God, we say it all the time. It's not a big deal, right? I mean, people have already tried it 7 times. So let's not forget that. It's not like it's never happened before. He took one in the ear, for Christ's sake. And then he had 6 other close attempts. People running at him with guns. People breaking into his shit with guns. People hiding out on his golf course with guns. People sending him poison. People taking runs at the White House in vehicles. I didn't count those. There's actually more like 10 or 15 attempts if you really want to widen it out a little bit. Well, that they've worn racist out, Moorhead. They've worn it out. Nobody cares anymore. Look, if you call everybody racist, that word will eventually not mean anything anymore. And that's where we're getting to the point, and I hate this, we're getting to the point where Hitler and Nazi doesn't have the same connotation it used to have. We didn't say those words much when I was in school unless we were talking about something about it, unless we were learning about the Nazis or the World War II. We didn't go around calling each other Hitler or Nazis. Those were bad words. Those were bad people. It's a different time now. And now they've normalized these words. Well, they've now worn them out. You see what I mean? They went from normalizing them to literally taking the power away from them. There was a time when the F word had a lot of power. If a man spoke the F word out loud, people would listen. My God, he's cussing. Listen to him. Nowadays, everybody just uses that as one of the words in every sentence. I listen to people talk. I use the word too. I'm not one of these thorough people. But my God, you don't need to use it all the time. I listen to these people F and F to F to FF and the F. It's like you got to at least put a noun in there so I know what you're freaking talking about. Holy crap. Yeah, they think we're whitewashing history. Yeah, they've called Donald Trump a pedophile for 4 years now, and guess what? He's not. He never was. Never has had anything that would say that. There's never been any credible charges. There's never been anything. It all stems from the fact that his name was in the Epstein files. Even though he rejected Epstein many years ago, ejected him and never spoke to him again. It doesn't matter. Because him and Epstein spoke by email at some point, that's all it takes. That's all. He's a pedophile. That's all it takes. Well, that's like, finding out that one of your friends is really a bad person. Does that make you a bad person? No. It's a non sequitur. It doesn't work that way. So they've worn out that word, pedophile. They've worn it out to the point that it doesn't mean anything anymore, and that's bad. These words should mean something. Hitler should mean something. He's the biggest prick to ever walk and breathe. It should mean something. They call these ICE camps concentration camps. That's degrading. That's freaking bad. And let me tell you why, okay? These concentration camps were real. Auschwitz was real. Dachau was real. And these people are talking like, oh, look, they were calling alligator Alcatraz alligator Auschwitz. And I'm like, that's disgusting. Alligator Alcatraz was an air-conditioned storage facility for people. It was actually somewhat comfortable there for the illegals before they were flown away. But they kept calling it a concentration camp. They keep calling all these ICE detention facilities concentration camps. That belittles and degrades anyone whose relative ever lived or died in a concentration camp. Can't people see what this does? This cheapens and lessens the words from our history that don't ever need to be cheapened or lessened. Period. And this really bugs me. Hitler should not be a word that your child hears in high school every day while they're talking about the president. Hitler should be a word that they only hear when we're learning about what that son of a bitch did. That's it. Nobody should be... Cat, please, with the camera and the microphone. It needs to never be like that. We need to not normalize these words. Concentration camp should never be normalized. Ever. Now, I know these people love disrespecting Jews. They love shitting on the Israelis. I don't understand that either. But to call these concentration camps, after what these people's mothers and grandmothers went through, and fathers and grandfathers went through in these horrible, disgusting places, it's not like this is ancient history. It was 3 generations ago, 4 generations ago. It's not like it was ancient history. There's a few people that witnessed this that are still alive. And to call these ICE facilities concentration camps, it's not only incorrect, it's not only wrong, but it's disgusting. It's inhuman. Those places were inhuman. And anybody that does what they're doing is inhuman. Same thing with Hitler, the same thing with Nazi, the same thing with pedophile. These words used to mean something, but the left now uses them to call everybody names. And they're cheapening the words. They don't mean anything anymore. Yeah, the purpose of detention facilities was to commit experiments on humans, dispose of humans, get rid of bodies of humans. That was what they were for. That's what they were for. Now, can anyone give me anything that's the same? Well, thank you, Carlotta. I figured you'd find a cat up there. You call her Hitleria. Is it Hitlerita? Hitlerita. I love it. That's good. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, look, guys, come on. This is terrible what they're doing to our speech. And it belittles every descendant of Jews that survived or didn't survive in those camps. Jesus. Can't stand that. So screw this Marine guy, this write-in candidate. Screw you, buddy. Where's he? A write-in candidate in Florida. Florida's 5th congressional. That's way up in the top part of the state. He says he's running to fix the broken political system. He opens a nearly 7-minute video by saying he entered the race to restore bipartisanship. So in other words, after we whack the president, he wants to bring everybody together. That makes sense, right? Are we all in on that? Does that sound good for everybody? After we whack this guy, then everybody else should be okay, right? So he's for bipartisanship. After we whack the right people. Returning power to the working class. Guys, the Democrats no longer represent the working class. You want to bring power to the working class, you vote Republican. I got news for you. The blue collar left the Democrat Party, and the last one out turned out the lights, okay? They're gone. You can't even get 50% of the AFL-CIO to vote for your ass at this point. You Democrats are screwed. You've lost the working class, just like you lost Joe Rogan. You've lost everything because of your extremist bullshit that is just way too much. Every minute of every day, it's got to be race this, MMI2S, LGBTQIA2S+, on everything else. My God, did I get that right? I think I was close. Yeah, Daddy is hanging in there. He's back there. Actually, I don't know where he's at. But he's in here. He's in there drinking. Daddy's here. He's still hanging, Car, but he's not. I may have to put him down. I don't know. I'm getting him to eat. He just ate a shitload of wet food. I'm feeding him wet food twice a day. But he's just getting so thin, and He's doing all 4 of the functions. I've watched him eat, drink, piss, and poop. So, but I gotta get him. I gotta get him his health back. He's just very poor right now. So if he can survive the next week or 2, he'll probably slowly recover. He was on the mend for a week or so, and then all of a sudden, the last day or 2, he's kind of slid backwards again. Yep, his name originally was Goldie, and then we called him Pops for a while, and then finally Daddy, because he just loves all the kittens. I got my little kitten in here somewhere. Oh, by the way, I was petting that little kitten that I've been working on. That little kitten lets me carry him around now and everything. Well, his little identical twin brother was out there. So I walk right up, and his brother looks at him like, what do I do? And he just stood there. And so I reached down and just started petting both of them. So I'm making up with the second one now. So if I can get him in my hands, you know, maybe I can adopt him out, or at least give him a decent life. Let's see here. Yeah, Goldie was the name where he came from, because he had a broken leg really bad at first, and we actually tried to catch him and put him down, but he wouldn't let us get a hold of him, and then finally the leg just went. What, you can't even tell. How do you have a what looked like a compound fracture, and a month later, it's okay. The cats heal amazingly compared to us. Well, they're all inbred, these neighborhood cats. Look at this one. She's inbred. Hey, Car's in. Why don't you say hi? Say hi. See who I got? Yeah, that's my mama kitty. My mama bleep. Yeah, I'm actually in the bedroom. The air conditioner's out in the shed. I think you guys already knew that. But Carlotta, the big AC that I bought 3 years ago, blew the bearings. They're gone. It's dead. It makes cold air, but the fan no longer blows. So I can't afford an AC right now, and we could use to save a little power over the next couple months. So I have set up a table in the corner of the bedroom, and this is what I'm now calling auxiliary control, or the battle bridge. I don't care what you guys call it. I really want to come up for that ham fest. I've even considered taking a day or 2 off work to get up there for it. So let's talk. All it would cost me is gas and what it costs to get in. And if that's the case, then I may be able to swing it. I'd love to go to that Huntsville Ham Fest so I could piss them old people off like you guys do every year. All right. There's nothing like pissing off the ham radio Karens. I don't know what it is about ham radio people, but they just lots of Karens in ham radio. Lots of people that think they can police your decency, and just ridiculous. I got told off the last time I was on a local net. I was told by a guy on the net that you don't bring up politics on this net, and I keyed up and I said, I don't care what you say. I'm going to bring up whatever the hell I want. And he says, hey, don't cuss on this net either. I said, fuck you. That's what I'm going to tell you. And that's the last local net I've participated on. It's been over a year. I have no desire to even talk to these people, telling me what I'm allowed to say and not say on the damn radio. Give me a break. Excuse the language. I'm trying not to use that word. All right. So, Mama's 100% inbred, but she's a very good cat. She's been with me 10 years now. And she's the most lovable kitty. And, you know, sometimes the inbred messed up ones, they make the best pets. They really do. Let's see here. Yeah, I got Ed in here, and Ted, and Littles, Daddy, Mama Bleep. And I think the little kitten's in here, but I'm not sure. No, I think he's back outside. Okay, the next story coming down the line here. That bison that hit that guy and seriously injured him. Remember, he went up in the air really high. last week. They've decided he will not be euthanized, which that's fine. We're in their territory. I don't think we should put him down for a misunderstanding, and that's probably what that was. Park officials confirmed the wild animal will remain in the park despite the shocking encounter. Yellowstone officials said that no management action will be taken against the bull. The decision comes after the bison charged Carl Isom McDaniel, leaving the grandfather with multiple broken bones that required surgery. This according to Fox News Digital. The frightened video captured by the wildlife photographer, I know you've all seen it by now, spread wildly across line. They previously said that he feared the animal was about to gore the injured grandfather and stopped filming to help drive it away. You know, guys, if you're going to go out and see bears in their national habitat or elephants in their national habitat, there is risk. There is risk. We think of ourselves as at the apex of the food chain, but that can suddenly change. You know, I'm just putting it out there. I go to state parks. I go to federal parks myself. I go with Carlotta. I go with Heath. I go with friends. And I love parks. But you have to always be aware of your surroundings and understand that there could be a wildlife misunderstanding along the way. Hopefully it won't kill anybody. Usually it doesn't. Yeah, Mama Kitty was completely wild, and she came to us with 3 kittens, and we raised 2 of them. The third one died early on, but we raised the other 2. Yeah. Mama Kitty. All right, so that's what's going on with that. They've decided to allow that bull to live. China's space station still flying over. You can still see it after sunset. And we talked about the mirrors in space. That's starting to catch on a little bit. We'll probably be doing some more reporting on that in the coming weeks. And that wildfire smoke is still continuing to spread across the Northeast. And that, at this point, is creating some issues. Let's take a look here and see what we've got for the weather tonight. I've got everything kind of turned on at once here. Everything in the light green has a slight chance of some kind of severe weather. Anything in the dark green has a 1 out of 5 chance of severe weather. That's about it. There is no other colors on the map right now. It's a very low threat night. The only place right now that the National Weather Service is concerned with, number 1, is going to be central and northern Florida. This area here is under a general thunderstorm risk, but nothing too severe is expected. We also down here, notice the whole state is under the light green. We have been told that we had a freak storm last night. We had a freak storm come through here last night. About 2:30 in the morning, we had a thunderstorm come through here, wake us up. Well, I'm sure the cats were already awake, but it woke me up. And it was a freak thunderstorm. Well, now they're saying that tonight we could end up with yet another one of these freak thunderstorms in the middle of the night. So we've got a lingering risk, but right now there's really not much going on out here. And then another area we're watching, Central Texas here, we actually had we had a flood emergency here earlier. We still in this area right here. This is a flash flood warning, and it's also inside the mesoscale discussion for flooding. This area has seen lots of rain, and as you know, the desert doesn't take the rain that well. It's kind of one of those weird things. So that's the other area we're watching, both in Arizona and in southern Texas. 2 different areas that we are watching. Here's the one in southern Texas, and here's what we got. A couple of storms coming in from up here. The reason these watches look all long and weird is because they're river flood warnings. Those are river flood warnings around San Antonio and areas west and south of San Antonio. All looking at flash flood warnings. Also, we've got flash flood warnings here, up here, and then these are flash flood warnings as well. These are observed flash flood warnings. So all this area here seeing major flooding, west and south and even north of San Antonio, including the San Antonio metro. So there you go. And this up here is just a heavy rainfall watch in this area up here. All right, and that's what we have going on, guys. I'm going to leave it right here and turn the motion on because this is the area that we're watching right now pretty much. All right, so there we go. Right above me, I got Fox. Above that, we've got Kilauea on the Big Island in Hawaii, and it is pissed. Somebody needs to sacrifice a virgin or at least a bottle of vodka or whatever they do out there. If Carlotta's still here, she knows what they got to do. Let's see here. Make sure I'm in live chat. Sometimes my chat room just kind of stops, and I'm not sure why it does that. Oh, there was a tornado in San Antonio this morning. Wow. Then they've had a whole day of bad weather, and it hasn't ended because they're getting some more right now. Hi, Mama. Yeah, Dom, if you can get through the flooding, then the water will help. It's one of those things where it's too much too soon. And I'm sure you guys know this, but areas even that are really parched, if you suddenly get too much rain, the rain will not go down through the ground because the ground's too hard, and most of it will run off into the estuaries and into the rivers and stuff. And you'll end up losing a lot of the advantage of all that rain, unfortunately. Rain, in order to do the most good, needs to be a slow, methodical thing, like a tropical system where it drizzles for 3 days. That's about the best. These big, huge rainstorms that dump 5 inches of rain in 2 hours, a lot of times they cause more damage than good. I've been yawning for a week. I'm not feeling well this week. My health has been pretty good up till about 3 days ago, and I'm sleeping at night and I'm tired all day. I'm having this issue again. I'm worried about Daddy Kitty. I'm taking care of him, and I'm also producing the show with my backup equipment in my bedroom. And so, no, I'm not, things are not perfect here. And for some reason, the last 3 days, I'm very tired. I was yawning so much last night, I'm surprised people just didn't give up and tune out. It was pretty bad. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about privacy. You guys know about the flock cameras. You guys know about all these other cameras. Oh, well, thanks, Sanguine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. $5 super chat. You should start a monthly super chat goal for the new AC. I should. Sanguine, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have a strict policy. I don't beg for money. I need it, but you guys have to work hard for your money just like I got to work hard for mine. And so if you guys want to give, you can give, but I really don't like beating people up for it. I guess we could set a goal and then just leave it at that. But I don't know. Let me think about that, because I've looked at it. I've thought about it. I can do it. I've got the technology. But yeah. Oh, they're here. Come here, littles. Look, your mama's on TV. I know you can't see her. This is Littles. He's freaking out. Thanks for ruining my brand new work shirt, you bastard. All right. Brand new work shirt. This is the second time I've wore it. All right. I'd bring Teddy over, but he would draw blood. The weird thing with these cats, they're normal. They're perfectly tame, perfectly normal. They've never known it. But when something weird's going on, like Mama Kitty's right here, and I brought him over like that, he's like, something ain't right. I'm out of here. No, I know, Sanguine. I know. I get it, and I agree. There you go. Snow's a great place to get water. Well, Dom, I don't know. It's in a position where I really can't work on it. I'm going to have to remove it out of the building and take the cover off of it. I think it still makes cold air, so I think if I put a new fan in it, I think I could just buy a fan motor and put in it. But I really want to go to a mini split, so I'm kind of torn right now on, do I want to try to fix this and get another year out of it, or do I want to just live in here for the next couple months, bill a bunch of clients, get up some money, and go buy me a $700 mini split, and in that way I won't have this big, huge, have to worry about the thing hanging out the side of the thing. I'll have a mini split. It'll be a lot quieter for you guys. You guys won't hear the air conditioner running all the time while I'm on the air. Yeah. Littles. There's Teddy over there. Here's Daddy Kitty. Goldie. Yeah. He's a good kitty. We believe Mitch McConnell's alive. All right, just checking on everybody. Daddy was sleeping in the bathroom. He gets a little weird. He wanted out earlier, and that scares me because cats, when it's the end, cats know it, and they want to go. They want to walk away. That's how they die. I don't know if you guys know this or not. A cat's natural propensity, when he feels like his time is close, he will walk away. He will run away. And the whole purpose is no, everybody doesn't have to deal with it. He just disappears one day, and people just like, hey, I haven't seen Bill in a while. That's how animals do it. If they die at the camp or wherever they're staying or at the house, now this dead cat's laying there. And so cats will always try to run away right before they die. And that's why so many people say, he was so sick, and then we opened the door and he ran out. He went to go die. He was just doing what he knows to do. And I hope Daddy's not getting there, because today, for the first time, he looked really poor. And he went to the door and he wanted out. And he's been in this room for 2 weeks. He doesn't want out. Yeah, he's a great soul. He's a great cat. And but I think it's getting close. I do. I'm not sure. Blue's not doing well either outside. One of our outdoor cats. I may have to do a 2-for-1 deal. But when it gets to the point, I'll know, and I'll take them, and I'll have it done properly so that they have the good final moments, and then I bury them right here in the yard. I know right where to bury them. I've buried about 20 cats in this yard, I think, over the years. A lot of them were just strays and ones we found on the road and things like that. But oh boy. Anyway, so there you go. I may come on one night a little emotional, guys. I mean, it's one of them things. Let's see here. All right, so let's go back. That's this Tim Walz guy, dude. I'm telling you guys, Jazz Hands, you know who I'm talking about. Tim Walz, Jazz Hands, Tampon Tim. What a douche. Minnesota Governor Tampon Tim Walz publicly defended his vote to pardon a Laotian national who had been under the final removal order after losing legal status following a child sex crime conviction of first-degree criminal sexual conduct involving a 10-year-old girl after the Trump administration deported him to Laos last week. Tao Lu Veng, 42, received a pardon from Minnesota's Board of Pardons run by Tampon Tim Walz on June 10th. On Friday, the Trump administration announced Veng's legal status had been revoked and that he had been deported to his home country of Laos. Asked about the deportation, Walz questioned what the move accomplished. It got an illegal criminal that rapes 10-year-olds out of our country, you effing moron. You complete fool. Complete fool. This guy would have, I think Harris wanted to make sure that her vice president was not as smart as she is. Because she ain't very smart, and this guy's a dumbass. When they asked him about the deportation of the guy that was raping 10-year-olds, he says, I really don't know what that move accomplished. Ask them 10-year-olds. They'll tell you what it accomplished. You dumbass. What a piece of crap. He says, did that make us any safer? Yes. Dumbass. It did make us safer. Did it make the children that are left behind any more stable? Yes. When you tell them, hey, that guy that did this to you is no longer in our country. I bet you that stabilized a lot of things. He says, did it improve the idea that we can all be judged by our worst day? Now I want you to think about that. What he's saying is, well, you robbed the bank. You robbed the bank and you shot the guard, right? But the rest of your life's been good. That was just a really bad day. It was just a bad day. You shouldn't be judged on your worst day. We don't want to judge you on the day that you, robbed a bank and shot the guard. We want to judge you on the day that you took your family to the park. What kind of effing fool talks like this? This guy, this jazz hands prick, he doesn't even know anything about running a country, running a state. He doesn't even know anything about the runs at this point. I don't even understand what this guy is doing. He literally is talking shit. What kind of reality does he live in that deporting someone who rapes 10-year-olds doesn't make 10-year-olds safer? Walz said that Veng's pardon was not about immigration policy, noting that the Board of Pardons had denied clemency to other applicants facing immigration-related consequences. So they just wanted to let him out because, hey, he raped some kids, but those were bad days. He's not normally rapey, right? He's not normally like that, right? Those were bad days. You can't judge a guy on the bad days, right? What a fool! Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced Vang's deportation Friday, telling Fox News Digital that Americans should never have to live in fear of foreign sex predators, shielded from deportation by their own elected officials, namely jazz hands Tampon Tim. That's why I terminated his legal status in the United States, according to Rubio. Vang has now been removed from our country and will never pose a threat to any American ever again. He's also on a do not admit, do not fly, and he has a permanent warrant in our federal system. He can never come back. He can never get legal status. He's done. I think we should deport them all to South America. That way it's a longer walk. Guys, I don't even know what to say about stuff like this. This is how politics is going now. I mean, remember this Plattner guy? Oh, he's got a Nazi tattoo. Oh, that's okay. That's not so bad. It's just one Nazi tattoo. It's only 5 inches big and over his breast, over his heart. That's okay, right, though? A Nazi tattoo over his heart, is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. What about all that nasty shit he said about women over the years? He's obviously a chauvinist pig. Should we include any of that? No, that's fine. He didn't mean none of that. That was 7 years ago. He didn't mean none of that. It's all good. He didn't mean it. Oh, but he raped that Republican lady. Oh, yeah, but she was a Republican. I don't know if we can believe her. And, she was just a Republican anyway. And it's not really a big deal. Yeah, he's still my guy. He's still my guy. And then the next day they wake up. Oh, guess what? He raped another woman. This time it's a Democrat. Oh, we draw the line there. We're done with this guy. We're done with his ass. We don't want him no more. Why? Well, he got just rapey with way too many people. It was 1 or 2's okay, but my God, I got to draw the line somewhere. He raped a Democrat. Yeah, it was just a mistake on that tattoo. It was the tattooer's worst day. Moorhead, I love the humor. It was the tattooist's worst day. Where are you going, Daddy? He's not doing well tonight. I'm gonna get him up in the morning and feed him again. Yeah, it was just a bad day for the tattooer, that's all. He didn't mean it to be a Nazi tattoo. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Whatever. Dude, Waltz is done. He's already announced he's no longer running. He's not running again. As a matter of fact, oh, that's fun. As a matter of fact, he actually went and he made the announcement, in fact, that he is not running again. That he is done with politics. He would finish his term. But that he was done with politics. That's good. That's a step in the right direction. We can get a piece of shit like that long gone. That would be wonderful. Every day, every time. All right, let's see what we got next here. Everybody's giving Byron Donalds a hard time because he won't debate. Byron Donalds is actually in one of my districts down here, CD19. He's in that position now, and he's running for the governor of the state of Florida. Now, I just want to mention this for just a minute. Let's say you're running for governor, and let's say you're a hot politician right now. People like you. You're doing great. Byron Donalds is an amazing politician, one of my favorite politicians, and he's running for governor to replace Ron DeSantis, who's been an amazing conservative governor. And you know what makes Byron Donalds stand out is his voting record. You know, he has several of those groups that do the conservative voting. He has one of the only 100% conservative voting record. He always votes hard right, and he stands up and he does what he's supposed to do. So I love the guy. Well, in the latest polling for the primary, he is up 50%. And the other 5 or 6 people that are under him make up the other 50%. So he's 50. Wait a minute. He's 50, 77. He is right now like 72% or something of the vote. And his Republicans that are running against him are all way down. As a matter of fact, they said that, I don't have the exact numbers, but they said that, let's just suffice it to say, Byron was 50 points ahead of the next highest person. So in other words, he'd have to wake up in a hotel room naked with hookers and cocaine all over his face in order to not make it. It's basically his to lose. You know what I mean? He's doing absolutely great. He's doing wonderful. And by the way, that's a joke down here because that happened to one of our governor candidates a while back. But anyway, the point is he's doing great. He's got a clean record. He's doing really wonderful with his voting record and everything else. He's going to be the next guy. But now there's some criticism from the people running against him. He's got $90 million war chest, one of the biggest war chests in the country for a congressman going for governor. And he's still over 50% total in the polling, way over. So why would he want to debate anybody? They're trying to throw him some shade now, saying, "Hey, why would you not vote? Why would you not do a debate? Why would you do a debate?" Let me ask you a question. Who does a debate help? Generally speaking, debates help people who need name ID. He doesn't need name ID. Everybody in the state knows who Byron Donalds is. So you got people are saying, well, he needs to. Oh shit! Hold on. Daddy Kid, he's finding corners and stuff. He's really acting weird tonight. I think he knows it's getting close. Yeah, every family's got one. My family has one. He's older now. He's just a drunk, but yeah. Well, I got a cat that's pretty sick that I'm probably going to have to put down. And I've had him for a long time, and he's one of the better souls I've ever ran into. I just feel like I just hate having to make the decision but normally they'll let me know. I'll go over to them at some point, and they won't be able to stand up, or they'll get really bad all of a sudden, and I'll know it's time. I bring them in. I hold them as it's done. I hold them in my arm. I make sure that it goes well as it can go. It's a tough thing, but the last best gift you can give a cat is a good end, because cats generally don't get good ends. When cats are out in the wild, they lay there for days until a predator comes and finishes them off. And so a cat is not guaranteed a quick end, or a humane end, but that's one thing I can give them. And so I do. Yep, I'll know. I'll know when it's time. I'll go get him in a few minutes. He's in the bathroom sleeping in there right now. I'll go get him when I go to bed, and I'll brush him down and lay him down next to me, and he'll sleep there. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, mistakes happen, guys. It happens. Okay, well, yeah, as long as he's okay now and everything, that's about what we can do. Well, mistakes happen, guys. I mean, and sometimes, we have to make a move. And sometimes it's not perfect, but everybody's working in the right direction for the right reasons, and that's really all that matters. All right, so there we go, guys. It's 10:15. I don't want to leave too early tonight. Let's see what else we can come up with here. I bowed out a few minutes early last night. I have not felt good for 3 days. I get this way when I got a cat that I'm going to have to put down. I get a little depressive. And I'm also, guys, the heat down here is un-effing bearable this year. My car air works, but it's not that good. And I'm dealing with the heat down here. My air's out in my studio. I'm running out of spaces that are cool. It's terrible. Even the mall is running the mall at like 77 degrees, 78 degrees. Because it's so hot down here. Nobody can afford it right now. Yeah. It sucks. The heat is terrible this year. All right, taking a quick look at Mike's weather page. Oh, we've got something new to talk about. Wow, there we go, guys. We got something new to talk about. Let me put this up for you. We have 2 new disturbances to talk about. So let me pull this up here. Look at them apples. We've got 2 areas of disturbed weather. And I know the one's a little off the screen over there. All right, there we go. Yeah, there's one down there coming off Africa, down by the Azores there. That one is in the intertropical convergence zone, and it's already going to start moving north. You guys see how the bubble already kind of takes it north a little bit? That'll be a fish storm. 95% chance that'll be a fish storm, but we will watch it. The other one that's a little closer to home, we're actually watching this area here for development. Disturbance number 2, a 20% chance of cyclonic formation. in the next 7 days. Northeastern Gulf of America and the offshore of the southeastern U.S. A low pressure is forecast to form during the week over the northeastern Gulf of America. Some gradual development of this system is possible while it moves slowly northeastward over the northeastern Gulf of America and near the coast of the southeastern United States early next week. In the next 2 days, there's no chance, but after that, there's a 20% chance of formation. All right, so that's what we are looking at in the tropics. Looks like he ran the models, and yeah, not showing that much yet, but we're going to keep an eye on this. This could end up being a water system where we end up just with a bunch of rain. It drags itself across the panhandle over the course of 3 days, and we end up with some flooding rains or something. That's probably all that's likely from this. I do not expect a hurricane for sure. A tropical storm may be possible, but not likely. Yeah, my dad pretty much drank himself to death, too. He lived to his late 60s, but he was just ate up with cancer, smoking, drinking. Yeah, lots of alcoholism in my family, and I decided never to, I didn't like it. I never really wanted it, I never liked it, and I never took to it. I have not had alcohol to my lips in probably about 5 years. And I never was a daily drinker. I was never a weekly drinker. I was barely an occasional drinker. I didn't like it. I drink that and I feel like I'm stuck, I'm stranded, I'm out of control, I can't do anything. I just immediately got almost a phobia about being drunk. Yeah, Moorhead, I miss my old man. I miss him more than I thought I would. He died about, oh God, 20 years ago. I think he died 20 years ago. I don't know. All right, let's see. I mean, I'm looking around to see if there's anything else, guys. Two corpse flowers bloomed within hours of each other at the Huntington Library and Gardens. People get really into those corpse flowers, man. All right, let me look here. Another Bigfoot sighting in Connecticut. Oh, here was one I had. Here we go. A Maryland man. Maryland. There you go. Is Carlotta still in here? A Maryland man. And they spelled Maryland wrong. A Maryland man attempted to rob a bank with a rather unlikely accomplice, a kitten he had just stolen from a pet store moments earlier. Talk about not planning shit out. According to the local media report, the bizarre incident occurred on Monday afternoon when the unarmed suspect visited a Pet Supply Plus in the community of Beltsville and made a beeline for the shop's animal adoption area. The sticky-fingered miscreant subsequently snatched a kitten named Magnolia and quickly dashed off in the direction of a nearby bank. But that was only the beginning of the very weird afternoon for workers in the plaza. Shortly after the thief fled the scene, police swarmed the shopping center, to the understandable confusion of local cat rescue group representative who was called to the shop by employees concerned about the pilfered feline. Upon arriving at the scene, Stephanie recalled she immediately saw all of the police cars and thought, wow, that's a heck of a response for a stolen kitty cat. But then realized they all were going down to the bank. After police busted the would-be bank robber, they emerged from the building and confirmed indeed the man was the same individual who had made off with Magnolia the kitty cat. Apparently, he was into the bank with the cat in his arms. And he walked up to the bank employee and said, "Can you hold this?" And then he wrote a note on and handed it to the bank teller, and it said essentially, "Give me all your cash." It is uncertain what specific charges the man might face for the curious caper, though one imagines that the alleged cat theft may be the least of his concerns. Now, in Florida, stealing a pet or someone's animal is a felony automatically. As for Magnolia, the feline fortunately managed to come out of the caper unscathed, but still hopes to find her forever home. She will, trust me. Any cat that makes it in the news has a great home. Ideally, the cat will be taken in by a law-abiding citizen, and this will probably be their last robbery. Okay, so there you go. Guys, what to think about putting that poor cat's life in danger like that? That was what a piece of shit. Anyway, whatever. God almighty. I don't believe in like whooping people's ass, but every now and then it would be fun. All right. The mirrors in space came from the story that I gave last night. I'll be glad to give you the highlights again. If you'd like to read more about it, the full article can be found at spaceweather.com. There is the website for everybody right there. Yeah, it sounds like a really bad idea, is what Space Weather says. Since SpaceX began launching Starlink satellites in 2019, which is a good idea, astronomers have grown increasingly concerned. It's almost impossible now to take deep sky images without satellite streaks in the background. The mega constellation numbers nearly 11,000 functioning satellites at this point, and SpaceX just launched another 1,700 more during the first half of 2026 alone. Soon, Starlink will be the least of their worries. Last week, the FCC authorized Reflect Orbital to launch a huge space mirror named Arendelle 1 from the orbit about 625 kilometers high. It will cast a moving 5-kilometer wide patch of light onto the Earth about as bright as the full moon. Later, the company could combine beams from multiple satellites to create much brighter spotlights. Reflect Orbital wants to launch 50,000 more by 2035, selling sunlight on demand to solar farms, construction sites, and search and rescue teams. I have mixed feelings. First of all, we got way too much shit up there already. That's the problem. Lots of problems. But let me tell you guys something else. Here's another thing. What if we had a kid missing in the woods? What if we got a flood and we got people missing? The government could call these people and they could direct a number of these mirrors to provide light. 10 or 20 of these mirrors would provide nearly, not quite daylight conditions, but like fluorescent light conditions. It would be like well lit. I mean, it would be lit enough that you could search and do whatever. And of course, if they have 1,000 of these up there, you could keep adding them until you have the light that you need. We wouldn't need it that often, but wouldn't it be great to have this at our disposal? Now, that being said, what this also could do is if you've got a huge solar farm, okay, what we could do is direct 20 or 30 of these to send sundown and to actually keep that solar farm going for an extra 3 hours every day. This doesn't work around the clock. It'll only work 2 or 3 hours after dark, and it will only work 2 or 3 hours before sunrise. It's not a it doesn't work all around the world. You have to be at an angle where it's high enough to see the sun, and then it can reflect that light down to you. At some point, the sun gets beyond its ability to reflect. Yeah, Bandit would be a great name for that cat. That poor little thing. He made it, though. He's going to get a good home now. Guaranteed. No cat's ever been on TV that didn't immediately get a home. I always say, whenever I see them bring cats on for Cat Tuesday or whatever on the local news, I'm like, those cats are adopted. I said, they didn't get off the air, and they were already adopted. That's just a great thing about when you get a cat or a dog on TV, their shit's adopted, period. Right? Before they even get off the news, they've already got 10 calls wanting that cat. Call him the loot. There you go. Call him money bags. There you go. Texas rescue crews have now gone door to door evacuating parts of Hill County amid life-threatening floods. Let me see if I can get this up for you guys. Hold on. Oh, there it is. God damn it. I am so sick of the fucking pop-ups and the ads, I just can't hardly handle it anymore. I can't ever get it to play anything without it just completely doing whatever it wants. God damn it. How about this, guys? This train crew stuck in a fire. That's scary. Doesn't look like they're moving. If I braked in there and got that close, I think I just keep going. Or I'd back it out at this point, one or the other. I mean, those engines will take a lot of heat, but still, you'll end up losing it. Oh shit, is that another train coming? Oh, wow. Another train going by. Wow. Crazy video there. That's via Fox Weather. The story about this is in Armstrong, Ontario. Wild video shows a freight train surrounded by huge flames from the roaring Canadian wildfires near Armstrong, Ontario. According to local sources, 3 Canadian National Railway Company CN Rail trains were halted on their tracks because of the fires in their area. This could potentially overtake us here, one man said. This has gotten a little scary. Flames can be seen whipping against the windows of the train as 2 of the operators inside communicated over the radio for help. You'll need to hurry up. We're increased in flames now. They did stop the 3 trains that were carrying combustible and flammable materials. During the video, another train is seen passing the caught train, to much of the relief of the crew. Sources tell Fox Weather that the crew seen in the video is safe. They've made it out. OP released a statement saying, while there is no immediate threat to public safety, emergency responders and railway officials are working together to assess conditions and support ongoing safety measures. The fires in Ontario are contributing to a plume of smoke, bringing a heavy haze across the Northeast and Great Lakes, while also drastically bringing down air quality. The biggest declines in air quality are expected where the thickest smoke concentrations are near the ground, of course. Under the thickest bands of the plume, reduced visibility is possible and air quality will likely become very unhealthy if the latest computer forecast models hold true. All right, so there you go. I don't think that's it, Dom. He's sitting over by the door now. He wants to go. He's ready to walk away. I think. I hope not. I'm going to go clean his eyes up here in a minute and put him to bed. He ate a little while ago. He ate quite a bit a little while ago. And he drank. I watched him drink. He crapped earlier. I watched him. So I mean, he's doing all the things a cat does. He's standing over there looking at me now. You're not going outside, buddy. You're not. We're not playing that game. When it's your time, I'll take care of it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a chance for a thunderstorm tonight, but right now there's nothing out there at all to even be looking at yet. Yep. All right, so there you go. That was one hell of a video there. And the Pacific Ring of Fire was rattled yesterday by a 5.8 earthquake off the coast of Tonga. The U.S. Geological Survey said that the earthquake struck at 10:57 p.m. Universal Time south of the Fiji Islands at a depth of 211 miles. That's a very deep one. It's the latest earthquake to rattle the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region known for frequent seismic activity. About 90% of the world's earthquakes and around 75% of its active volcanoes are all located along the Pacific Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is a 25,000-mile belt of volcanoes and earthquakes. It's a zone that surrounds much of the Pacific Ocean. The earthquake happened about 418 miles from Tongapu, Tonga, and nearly 600 miles from the Fiji Islands, according to the USGS. It follows Tuesday's magnitude 6.2 off the Philippines and Monday's magnitude 6.3 earthquake west of the Loyalty Islands. Hey, Daddy, what you doing? Come here, what you doing? Come here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you're just not settled, are you? No. Yeah, Ralph crammed it in his buddy. All right, guys. Anything else? Last call in the chat room. Anything else you guys want to mention or anything? All right. Hi, Mama. All right. Daddy. I know what he wants. I'm gonna go tuck him in the bed here in just a minute. He'll sleep through the night. I'll go get his little kitty for him. That, believe it or not, that's what he wants. If I go get that little kitty, he'll lay down with that little kitty. Mom's doing okay. She's holding her own. There certainly has been nothing negative to report there. She's holding her own. She's doing good. She's still able to, she's able to walk short distances, and luckily she's still got her mind. She lost part of her motor, but she kept her mind. And it's a shame so many people. I'm surprised that didn't take me off the air. I'm surprised so many people out there. You're not going to be able to sit there, buddy. Here, come over here. Come over here. You got to come over here. You cannot sit on the computer itself. There you go. All right, you can lay right there. Lay down. You're good right there, buddy. He'd been sleeping up here on this desk at night. I closed the laptop and he sleeps on top of the laptop. Yeah, Mom and I are very close. I mean, we have been. I'm her firstborn, and we've just been very close my whole life. And she loves cats. She loves my cats. She's always asking about them. A lot of times she'll come by and she'll see my cats here. Who just meowed? Which one of you guys? I got two cats here that don't meow worth a shit. And I got Ed that yells at me. Yeah, Daddy Kitty's not doing all that good, guys. I got to clean his eyes up. He's got crap around his eyes again. I'm going to clean him up, and I'm going to put him to bed, and we'll see how he does. I fed him a big, huge dinner a little while ago. I'm feeding him wet food twice a day. And he's eating it, and he's nibbling at the dry food still, and he's drinking water. So it's not a kidney failure. I thought it could be kidney failure at first, because their fur gets really weird, and he kind of looked like he was going into kidney failure. And then I'm watching him pee, and he pees, and he pees, and I'm like, well, that's not kidney failure. He's drinking and he's peeing. So, oh, wow, I bet. Yeah, we have that smoke issue down here, but we're not having anything like that right now. We're under a Saharan dust layer right now, which has suppressed our thunderstorm activity for the last 3 or 4 days. You be nice, Mama. He's allowed to be up here. He's sick. She's like, this desk belongs to me right now. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's all right, Daddy. Such a good man. Yeah. All right. Yep. Yeah, well, I have this little kitten that fell in love with me, and now apparently he's convinced his identical twin brother that this is okay, because now today, I reached down earlier today, picked him up and pet him for a second and put him back down, and then I realized that was the other cat. I literally had picked up the other cat, the one that's a little skittish. So I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. You know, I just like that. I picked him up, pet him, put him back down. So when I got home today, I sat there and pet them both for a little while, and he let me pick him up again. So I'm working my way into that one, too. I'm trying to get them both tame. I got 2 or 3 feral cats, and I'm sick of them. I'm sick of feral cats. I'm feeding you. The least you can do is, you know, be friendly. Yeah, if I had antibiotics, I guess I could give him to him. Truth is, he's not displaying any symptoms of anything that would need antibiotics. It's not a dental problem. It's not, I don't believe it's urinary tract. I don't think, I'm not sure, but I don't think antibiotics would help, but I don't have any antibiotics anyway. So I had a source for cat medicine. I no longer have a source for cat medicine. So it kind of sucks. Well, it don't kind of suck. It sucks. No way around it. But all right, let's see. Merlin, sometimes you just have to call it a draw and come back to it a few years later and try again, or come back a few years after that and just, you know, the situation may be different. Sometimes things never do work out. Custody battles are never fun, because a lot of times one of the people involved, and I'm not always, but sometimes one of the people involved is negative and vindictive and wants the children for all the wrong reasons, and they use the children and their control over the children to punish the significant other. I see this so often. Women have such an upper hand in those custody battles. It's a shame. Not that it always goes that way, but the truth is women have a very big uphand. If they're biological, the biological woman holds all the cards. Deploribus, I do have a feed store near me. I would need to know what to buy and all that. One time, a long time ago, we bought some stuff at a feed store to deal with a cat, but I don't. It's been so long, I don't remember. I literally had somebody that was able to just get me this stuff. It's just antibiotics. I'm so sick of the government keeping antibiotics from us. They're bastards for that. These doctors overcharging us for everything, making us come see gatekeepers in order to get medicines. It's ridiculous. Deploribus, if you know about this kind of stuff and can help me, I'd be glad to talk to you tomorrow by phone or by email or something. If you could email me, I would appreciate it. I just want information. I mean, I'm not looking for anything else. There's my email. The caps are backwards, but it really doesn't matter. That's my Gmail. If you would just, if you know stuff about this, send me the Gmail. And so I need to know what to buy. I'll go by there tomorrow on the way to work and see if I can buy it. Because I got another cat with a dental infection, and I would really like to deal with that too. Yeah, you can try that, Dispatch. Listen, we're going to get together. I've got one day this weekend that I'm just working on the channel and stuff, and so I'll devote part of that day to you. That would either be Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which. So if we don't get tomorrow or Friday, one of those 2 days I will not be available. One I will. I think tomorrow I will be available from, say, 8 to noon my time. And then either Saturday or Sunday, I'll be available for 4 or 5 hours during the middle of the day. So, is it ivermectin? I mean, okay. I would have no idea. I'd have to figure out the dosage and everything. No sausage picks. Yeah, I'm not really into the sausage picks. Oh, God. You're fine, Sanguine. It's perfectly fine. We're trying not to be depressive in here. We got a sick kitty, but it's okay either way. Well, William, I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, I guess if I could get some ivermectin and it wouldn't hurt him, I guess I could put some on him. But I don't know if it's anything antibiotics can help. It kind of comes off as kidney failure, except his kidneys are still working. He's still doing everything. I can't rule out he's always had lung issues. He's always breathed hard. He always has had fluid on his lungs. And he's never been the healthiest cat. He's inbred. And so I just have to take all that into consideration. He's 10 or 12 or 13 years old. For an outdoor cat, that's old. That's very old for an outdoor cat. So, and he lived some in the house. I mean, he'd come and go, but he liked it outside. He really likes it outside. He kind of wants to go back out tonight, but I'm not going to let him out because he'll be gone in the morning. Yep, hit that like button, guys. Tumors and viral infections and parasites. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys know stuff about this, get with me. I'd love to talk to you about it. You could really help me out with this. Maybe we can get some, because I want to treat that other cat too. I got 2 cats that are sick. Yeah, I mean, this could be anything with this cat. It could be something he got into. It could simply be old age, which is actually, a possibility. He's never been healthy. Never been a healthy cat. He's never been terribly unhealthy either, but he's never been a healthy cat. Yeah, technically we're all inbreds, but he's really an inbred. I mean, a lot of these cats, it's just, we moved in here and there's just this neighborhood was full of cats and we moved in here and we just started feeding them all. Well, if it's parasitical, then that would take care of that if I could get some of that tomorrow. Yeah. Well, he was a little feral at first, but it didn't take him long to come around. Isn't that right, Daddy? Oh, he's rolling for me. He's rolling. Yeah. He just gave me his belly. I mean, that tells me right there, he's not feeling too bad. I start petting him and he rolls up and gives me his belly. Boy, you got a pretty mouth. He just died not long ago. Not the guy that said that, but the guy he was talking to. What was his name? Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty just died not long ago. And he was the guy that was told, you got a pretty mouth. Anyway, that movie, Deliverance, I watched one time, and I'm good. That's one of those one and done deals for me, man. That's funny, Seguin. Just to make it clear. uh, oh, boy. All right, guys, we're coming up on 11 o'clock. I'm going to be going. I'm going to put these kitties to bed. Squeal like a pig, son. Yeah, that was a terrible movie. It was a great movie, too, but it was a terrible movie. I mean, you have to know what I'm talking about. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, it had, I don't know if you guys noticed, it had Burt Reynolds in it, but he only had about 20 minutes of consciousness in the movie. It was almost a bit role, but not quite. All right, guys. Yeah. Anything else that you guys would like to talk about? Let's do it, because if not, I'm out of here. There you go. Paddle faster. I hear banjo music. Yeah, Merlin, I saw it. I was probably 20 something. I think we watched it one night at the firehouse, actually. And I can remember just telling everybody, man, that is some messed up shit right there. Yeah, William, if you guys, there's two of you, I think it was Deploribus or whoever it was, those guys, if you guys know about this stuff for cats, please send me an email and either tell me what you know or where I can get it, or just give me your phone number and I'll give you a call tomorrow. Tell me what time. However you want to do it, I don't care. I would love to get with you guys on this and try to learn from you. It's actually going to be the daylight savings time bill, and no, I don't believe it's passed the Senate yet. We're still waiting. If we pass that bill, if the Senate passes it, Trump is going to sign it, and if that happens, in November we will just stay on daylight savings time forever. We'll never change those clocks again. All right. What if AI is inbred? There you go. I don't know. Got me. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 8 o'clock on the left coast. And there you go. That's going to be it for tonight. The sights and sounds of Earth. Hanging out here with Mama Kitty and a pretty ill Daddy Kitty. We're going to hope that he hangs in there. Yeah. See, he's acting all lovable and cool right now. He was acting all like I want to die a few minutes ago. I'm going to clean his eyes out in just a minute. Poor man. He's so good. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, stay frosty out there. And don't let shit get you depressed at this point. That's all I got to say. Don't let anything get you depressed. Keep your chin up and your head down. That's the best advice I can give. I did check for, we did have 2 videos up of protests. They have both since ended. And I'm not aware of any more. So I think that even though we've had, in 8 days, we've had 3 ICE incidents where people have died. I think the left is about tuckered out with all this stupid protesting. I do. I think they're about done. Yeah, I'll never miss changing clocks back and forth. Even though now most clocks change on their own. All right, everybody. Have a good night out there. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. And thank you for being along tonight for the ride on the sights and sounds of Earth right here on YouTube, the world's largest broadcast platform. I hope to see you guys back here on Starship Adventures tonight at 9 o'clock for another adventure into news, traffic, and weather. And we'll see you guys then. Everybody, have a good night out there and a safe tomorrow. We'll see you later. Good night, everybody. This is the YouTube channel Starship Adventures, broadcasting live from Starship Studios in North Fort Myers, Florida, in the United States of America. We thank you for joining us this evening for another broadcast of the Sights and Sounds of Earth, covering every breaking news story across this troubled planet of ours. We brought you the raw, unfiltered pulse of the world in real time through our unique multi-screen format, broadcasting in high definition worldwide via fiber optic connection. Starship Adventures, a new kind of YouTube content. To our regular viewers, our loyal crew members, our amazing moderators, and everyone who tunes in each night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we thank you. Your support keeps this independent voice alive and well. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern with another live edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth, right here on Starship Adventures. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and may God bless you and these United States of America. This is Starship Adventures, and this concludes our broadcast day. Good night, America, and around the world. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra. Signing off. QSY, 7 3s, everyone, 7 3s.